Now, of course, let me just say this. It all comes down to faith. It all comes down to faith. If I believe this, if in my mind and in my intellect and deep in my heart, I believe, you know what? I believe that this is God's love letter to us. I believe that God inspired. Now, obviously, this giant hand didn't come out of the clouds and write it. Of course not. But people were inspired to write what was in it. And if I believe that, then it is incumbent upon me to live based on that. If I believe it's true, if I believe God was behind the writing of it, then that's the way I need to live my life. And I don't know a lot of people that have chosen to live their life based on it that have regretted it. It's amazingly insightful into the human condition, into humanity, into people. It looks right because it's written by people like us who deal with the same things we do. But there was an inspiration to write on a much deeper level, a much more eternal level, and like I say, the prophecies that are contained within it, the historical accuracy of it. There are many things that go into the authority that the Bible holds. Now, when all that is said and done, though, it comes down to your own faith. If you believe that it's just a bunch of paper, if you believe that it's just a bunch of pages, that's fine. But in 2007, the Bible is still the best-selling book in the world. In 2007. And that's not a religious fact. That's a fact. That's just a statistic. People still put their hand on the Bible when they testify in court. Why? Because it has authority. It does. Let me tell you why I think. Again, did you hear me? Why I think. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm sharing with you my opinion, okay? Can I do that? This is my opinion. Do you know why I think people try to discredit the Bible? Because it says some pretty serious things about who we are. About what's inside us. And a lot of people don't like that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't like being told that they're sinful. A lot of people don't like being told that they can't just pull themselves up by their own bootstraps and work their way, up the ladder. A lot of people don't like that. They want to do it themselves, or they don't like the idea that they are responsible or accountable to anyone. And so they don't want to hear that kind of stuff. So ipso facto, you disprove that the source of these teachings is erroneous, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to deal with it. So there are a lot of physical, measurable, studied, analytical proofs. I think one of the reasons that the Bible was first thing printed because it was such an important book. If you're going to be the first person to print a book, and you go, okay, what book should we print? I want to print a book. I have enough money to make a book. What should I make? Why not the one that's like one of the most important books that's ever been written? And so, but it ultimately comes down to your own faith. I would definitely agree with you. If a person doesn't want to believe that the Bible is true, they're not going to believe it. They're not going to. And I would never want to try to convince you if you were just completely disinterested in that. That's what I believe. And I believe that there's plenty of evidence to support the fact that it is accurate. And here's the other thing I think. This last thing let me say about that. If I believe that the Bible was inspired by God, okay? If I believe that God moved upon these men to write what he wanted them to write, if I believe that, if God has the power to do that, does he not also have the power to preserve his word? Do I really believe that God is in heaven going, man, I sure wish they wouldn't have changed that part? That's not what I meant. I think he has the power Now, I'm not talking about word changes or we put a comma here when there was really a period. In fact, what I've read is that the only errors that have ever been found between the original manuscripts and translations have been punctuation errors. That it's like 99% accurate to what was originally written, the translations. People you translate it take it very seriously. I'm not talking about those kind of little things. I'm talking about the essence of what it says. God so loved the world. God is nuts about the world. God is crazy about the world. Well, those are all different ways, but it still says they're saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The essence of what God wants you to know about his love for you and his desire for you to be close to him is all there. In any version you pick up, it's there. So everyone makes their own decision ultimately about the veracity and the accuracy and the truth of the Bible. But I can tell you what, there are millions of people around the world whose lives have been changed because of it. And there's no other book you can say that about.